You've probably heard a lot about creative testing. You've probably heard from a lot of agencies if you're following them on Twitter or wherever you get your information. You hear them talking about, oh, you need to invest into UGC or user-generated content. In 2023 alone, I believe I've tested over 1,000 creatives, probably way more than that, just to put it conservatively. I've tested a lot of concepts, I've tested a lot of ad angles, and coming from a creative agency background, I've built out the system to pretty much print out new variations of creatives in less than 15-20 minutes. A lot of people overcomplicate the creative process, and a lot of people tend to make the process more complex than it has to be. This Black Friday alone, I think we've pretty much scaled majority of our campaigns with just static images. We didn't really invest heavily into UGC. If we did UGC, it was more like founder-based videos. So we saw founder videos really crush it in 2023. But going into 2024, if I look at the creative process as a whole, I really don't see UGC being the forefront anymore. I think UGC was a trend that went through 2021 through 2022, probably to the start of 2023. From an agency perspective, a lot of agencies didn't know how to build out creatives, and then until they just started implementing this trend as other leaders were providing it for or leading the market as far as what offers were working, right? Because UGC was so new, people didn't know about it, but it's been around for a while. If I were to simplify the system, especially if you're primarily running ads on Facebook and you're not diversified across TikTok yet, and you're just focusing on one single channel. With Facebook, the quality of creative you can have an evergreen creative that runs all year long, especially if you're going fully broad. So there's a misconception with ad fatigue. Now, as far as other channels, if you were to run these ads on TikTok, well, I know that's more creative intensive and you need a ton more variations. But with Facebook, like I said before, you can get away with just static images and having that scale your whole campaign. As far as solving for what fills the funnel, this is going to be the whole breakdown on how you can build out the creative flywheel system so that you can pump out 10, 20, 30 variations a week of just ads alone with consistent testing, with analysis, so you understand, okay, what angles were being tested, what concepts were launched, what were the results on those tests, and then ultimately what variations or what iterations you need to make to the funnel so that you can still yield profitable CPAs. If you've been following my channel for a while, I've shared this graph before, but I'm going to break it down again. Now, the creative process all starts with market research. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. If we see a competitor that's running an ad, it's been running for, let's say, guaranteed 90 days, well then, in my perspective, that ad's pretty successful because the brand would turn it off if it wasn't profitable. So there's software like Foreplay. There's stuff that you can utilize for free like Meta Ads Library, Reddit forums, customer reviews, Amazon reviews, existing customer reviews on site. Like, these are lucrative ways where you can research your competitors, you can find angles or something, what's wrong with their product, and then you can tie it into your own personal product of why your brand is far superior than your competitors. And then you want to document this in some sort of warm map template. So what I see brands consistently lack is organization, right? Because so many brands just outsource to agencies and they expect the agency to deliver results, but there's no tracking. And then after 90 days, right, brands invested a ton of money into this agency, but they have no data to show for it, or the founder doesn't know what's happening. So we want to make sure that we have some sort of warm map template. And this is a template I have across all my brands, all my portfolios. It's super easy, where we have an ideas backlog. The creative strategist comes in, pretty much ranks this out from the hook, status, desire, ad concept, short description, hypothesis, awareness, and then from there, the impact or how we're going to rank this. So, and then the linking to specific creatives. But the theory behind this is we're keeping track of concepts. We're ranking them as far as, okay, what creative needs to fill the funnel? Because sometimes we need a creative that's more top of funnel, where the CPM is going to be, let's say, less than $10, and the frequency is around 1.03 to 1.05. And then from there, we might need some other creatives that are more middle funnel / bottom of the funnel, where the CPM is going to be $15, $20, and the frequency is going to be like 1.4 to 1.5. So as far as that, then we go into this space where we segment by DCTs, we separate by angles, we break down the concept, we break down if it's an iteration or a fresh new creative, link to the creative, and then from there we're testing. So this is the tracking method we use. It's a lot of manual stuff, but there's ways we can automate this, which with Zapier and on that system side, to just keep track of tasks inside Slack. But the concept is we want to create a dynamic creative test. Now, what is that feature? If you go to Meta, you go in the ad set level, you can turn on and select dynamic creative tests. Essentially what this does in a CBO environment is Meta's pretty much creating out, let's say we provide one concept with 2 variations, which is 3 total variations. Meta is able to create 9 to 12 combinations from what we just given inside of DCT. So instead of us doing a lot of ABO manual tests, we just do DCT, so we're saving on money and majority of our budget goes to winners. Now we can focus on areas outside the funnel, which is better landing pages, better offers. But we want to lay the foundation. So with that being said, you start with your angle, right? What are you trying to target? How are you trying to reach that customer? It could be you're selling a bundle, and the bundle is holistic health, right? And you're trying to accompany or hit top of funnel new customers to fill your customer base. So then the angle could be more of an evergreen style of, when you come across, if you're struggling with health, here's this select bundle that pretty much will help you aid in your pain relief, and then it's buy 2 get 1 free, right? Or you can, that's pretty broad, but if you want to go more specific, let's say it's the holiday season, you're trying to capture seasonality sales, well then that offer could be more so if you're buying this for your wife and or gifting it to somebody. Like, you can have a gifting bundle, right? There's so many ways, so many angles, especially if you're using ChatGPT to pump out ideas if you're not creative enough. From there, then it goes into concepts, right? And the order of operations I have is, it's statics first. We want to test every single new idea or every single new angle with static, because statics are pretty easy to build out, and it's not super complex. There's software like Creative OS where it gives you pre-made templates. You just have to upload your pictures or your brand images. Then from there, if I see a static image have some sort of legs or it's generating profitable CPA, then I might expand into a GIF, take that single static and turn it into animated video, or fully, then I go all in on UGC, right? Just because I can go up the vertical. Now with variations for every single concept we want to create 2 additional variations just to fill the void for our DCT test. And then from there, this is where inside a CBO environment where your dynamic creative test or your creative testing with DCTs, everything's in a controlled environment. And then from there, majority of your budget's going to what Meta deems best for the end user. So instead of your budget going to losers inside of ABO front, you're going majority of your budget's going to winners based off this framework. And then from there, the modular framework, the theory is, if you have something, right, could be a static, you could change the headline, you could change the main copy, you could change the image. That's one way to create a variant. Same with the GIF. But when it comes to UGC, right, and you have a 40-second clip from a creator, you want to segment into a hook, problem, fail, solution, introduction, project of the product, features, USPs, demos, benefits, desired end result, and then call to action. So with these segments, we want a creator to shoot each scene by scene by scene. So then when we get it back from a media buying standpoint, we can have a 45-second video that's just all of these concepts all together, or all of these variables all together. And then now we can condense this to where we just have a hook, a failed solution, USP, demonstration, call to action. Now the video is 30 seconds. And then you can even go a step further and just go hook, failed solution, introduction to product to make it like 10 to 15 seconds. But that is the way you creative test in 2024. This is how you organize everything to a T, coming from somebody who's made up to 1,000 ads this year alone. And ultimately, if you're ready to implement the system, right, and you want full controls, you don't want to build this out, you just want to save on time of building this out, feel free to go ahead and book in a call below at scalevelocity.io, where you can speak directly with me. I'll walk you through our protocol, what we use across my portfolio of brands to ultimately help them generate profitable unit economics and ultimately profitable LTV, while also setting up each brand up, building in-house, so that if a brand wants to exit or a founder wants to exit, they can. So feel free to book in a call below where you can get access to all of these systems. With that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video.